from Nashville, Tennessee. It's the Three. And here's your host, Laura Harris-Smith.
Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Laura and welcome to The Three. This is a very important episode today. We actually just got through praying before we went on air because we want the information that is given to you to be spot on. We're going to be talking today about two things that I get asked about all the time: meats and sweets. Okay? People want to know what kind of meat they can eat, and people want to know what the best sweeteners are that's out there. So we're going to tackle all of those today in the best way that we can. But I want to say this disclaimer. Research is changing every day, it seems like. Last week when we shot the promo for this show that it would be coming out, we had one set of information. It was really interesting because there is a national scorecard that's out there for meat, specifically for antibiotics in meat at fast food restaurants. And then just in the course of 1 week, we got some more information, updated information. So we have been busy, even as of today, with the shoot, scurrying, trying to get you the most up-to-date information. Now, why are we doing that? Well, it's very simple. I want you to imagine you're out in public, maybe with your family, maybe alone. Maybe you get an invitation, a call. Hey, you want to go out to dinner with me? We're going to so-and-so. And you're thinking, is that a healthy restaurant? Is it not? Maybe this isn't something you've ever considered. Maybe you just go wherever you let those little dots on your tongue control everything, your taste buds, and you just go wherever you want. I think what's happening now in this very generation, where we have so much knowledge at our fingertips, is that people are beginning to make more informed choices, or you at least want to. And that's where I come in. I want to help you make those healthy fuel stops. You got to make them 3 times a day. And if you have a snack, in between, that's like 5 times a day that you're eating sometimes. And if you can just make tiny changes, then at the end of a month, you will have made, let's just say you even make 1 more healthy choice a week. At the end of a year, that's going to be 50 healthy choices that you made. And I really think what happens, it happens with me anyway, you start making 1 healthy choice and suddenly you think of the others. Yesterday, I was reminded, okay, I really need to make sure I'm hydrating. I started to do that. And then I was somewhere and I was in a building and I'm getting on the elevator and I see all these other people going down the stairs. I got in the elevator, I went down 1 floor, and I thought, I'm getting off and I'm taking the stairs. Why? Because I wanted to get some miles in. So today, we're going to be talking to you about when you eat out. I am not suggesting that there is anyone out there with any, evil wickedness with nefarious intentions for injecting your meats full of poisons. It's not that. In fact, there is, for the sake of your health, oftentimes, these, animal agriculturalists believe that they are doing the right thing by injecting antibiotics into your meats. Now, why is that? Well, it's really simple. Here's what antibiotics do. Let's say to chickens, you've got these large chicken farms. They are used to treat infections, to prevent disease, sometimes to promote growth, though, unfortunately. And what's happening is that there is this widespread use of antibiotics. And whether it's in chickens or beef, pork, it's not controlling all of the illnesses. And there is something that's happening within our meats that is now making us antibiotic resistant. It's called a superbug, and superbugs are basically just germs like fungi and bacteria, and they cause hard to treat infections. So most superbugs just developed antibiotic resistance. It's just bacteria that's really, really hard to treat. And they even have the ability to survive antibiotics that you and I might consume. Now, how many of you know of somebody, it might be you, or maybe it's your child, they've had to be on antibiotics so many times. They go to the doctor and they're saying, why are the antibiotics not working anymore? It's because they have become antibiotic resistant. We have some friends and their children have had strep throat so many times. Every time they go in, more antibiotics. And what winds up happening is then after a while, the antibiotics stop working. They have to come up with something else to treat the strep, to prevent the strep, and their immune systems are depleted. Now, the larger reason behind that is that antibiotics work against the probiotics in your gut. Get that? Anti and pro. This is why it's so important for you to take a good probiotic. But you don't really need to be taking it at the same time if you're on antibiotics because they're working against each other. Antibiotics knock out all the bioflora, all the biotics, the good flora in your gut. And amazingly, the way God designed it, 70% of your whole immune system is in your gut. So if you ever have to be on antibiotics, then you're knocking out all of your immune system's power, most of it, the part of it that's in your gut. And it can take up to 6 months to rebuild it. Do you know what that means? That means if you have to be on antibiotics, let's say some summer for something, that's going to put you right in the middle of cold and flu season with a very low immune system. So I love it when we can help somebody get well without the use of antibiotics. I've done it all of the time. And let me just tell you this. One chicken company that I absolutely salute and I encourage you to purchase from, I'm getting no endorsements from this episode, is the Purdue Chicken Company. They do not give their chicken antibiotics. They give them water with oregano oil, just natural oregano oil in the water drip. Oregano is a natural antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic. It's anti-everything bad. And it is a super great way to keep the chickens healthy without antibiotics. You've heard that you are what you eat. Well, I'm going to change that, okay? You are what you eats. And so that's why it's so important that you not consume foods that have so many antibiotics in them, because when you eat them, it's transferring that into your system. I'll just tell you, I've only been on antibiotics once in my life. I was about to die. It involved a very serious case of E. coli poisoning, and they thought I was septic. So I can tell you that I've only been on them once, and there was help, but there was also harm done. So I'm trying to, with today's episode, teach you how you can live an antibiotic-free, with the meats you eat, life when you eat out and when you purchase your meat, but also be able to just live healthily in such a way that perhaps you won't ever need them. I've never met any doctor that just wished that they could just get you on antibiotics. Not a good doctor. All right, I'm Dr. Laura. We'll be right back after the break. Stay close. It's time for a better you. If you're looking to trim down, lose weight, find your hip bones and cheekbones again, and regain your youthful energy, your search is over. Order our Better You package and you get a container of my naturally sweet go-go greens and berries powder with 22 fruits and vegetables, a bottle of my patented Happy Brain Essential Oil whose citrus oils suppress appetite and support weight loss, and a copy of one of 3 books: my Healthy Living Handbook, which is my overall guide to healthier living; Get Well Soon, my most comprehensive book containing medical prayers for every major illness; or the 30-Day Faith Detox, a full-body detox for all 15 body systems, with reports of losing as much as 50 pounds. And at this special package price, marked down by almost 15%, the book you choose is actually free. It's the only kit you need to help meet your new health goals. Apply the appetite-suppressing oil, drink the yummy daily greens, and grab the health book of your choice. Get ready for a brand new you. Go to lauraharrissmith.com today. Guess what time it is? It's time to make America healthy again. I'm Dr. Laura Harris Smith, and I want to ask you, don't you want to live longer? Don't you want to feel stronger? Why do we think that good health is so hard or complicated? It's because people don't know where to start, and so they often don't start at all. They just get sicker and sicker year by year, all for lack of knowledge. But that's where I come in. What if there was a toll-free hotline or an email address where you could ask a doctor your health questions for free? And what if you could have telehealth consultations without ever leaving your home? Well, there is, and you can. In this new season of The Three, every episode of The Three will be dedicated to getting you healthy and to discussing solutions to your most troubling health issues. We'll answer your email and social media questions on air, and you'll even discover how to access my telehealth online Zoom consultations, where your first discovery call is free. I'll know by the end of that Zoom call if we can help you. And if so, you'll be on your way to better health, all without leaving your home. After all, that's where your better health starts, in your kitchen, with the foods that you eat, and in your bedroom where you find better sleep, and in your living room where you connect with those most important to your overall peace of mind. So, find your better health in the comfort of your own home with our Dr. Laura hotline, where we answer questions on air during The Three, where you can schedule your telehealth consultations with me, and where even your recommended supplements come right to your front door from my online store. There you go. I'm even launching my own shopping channel so you can check out those products, see them demonstrated, and purchase them risk-free. I'm committed to helping you get healthier body, mind, and spirit. But you gotta watch The Three, you gotta phone in or email us with your health questions, and you gotta get serious about taking back your health. I can't do that for you. I'm Dr. Laura Harris-Smith, making America healthy again, and I want to start with you. Go to lauraharrissmith.com today. Thanks. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Laura. You're watching The Three. Today, we are talking about meats and sweets. So we are basically trying to make your life easier. You're out somewhere and you need to stop in for food and everything looks gated to you because you can't decide what you can eat where. So we're trying to make it easy for you. To start with, we want to talk about your meats. Your meats are so important because that's the protein of your diet. And yet, as we established before, the old adage really doesn't stick anymore that you are what you eat. It's you are what you eat eats. So one of the things that we've done is we have studied up on the national scorecard for meats. Now, how do we really determine that? There's so many qualities in different polls on different styles of nutrition. So that's what we're looking at today, is what's being shot into the meats that you eat at these restaurants. And just taking a look at that, an honest look at that, and trying to come up with a plan to keep you healthy as you look at these different restaurants and the chains that we're going to be mentioning today. I want to state this. We're not trying to put anybody out of business. I am receiving no endorsements from these restaurants that we're going to be talking about today. In fact, I want you to know that the information, it changes all the time. So we are going to mention some restaurant chains today, but I'm going to do it in such a way that you're going to see how it's evolving. In other words, take a look at this 2019 scorecard. As I stated before, there is actually a card. It's a report card given by Chain Reaction 5, and this was from 2019. This rates how top restaurants score on reducing the antibiotic use in their beef. This is just beef alone. And as you can see from this scorecard, there is only one that gets an A, and that's Chipotle. Okay, we've got an A with Chipotle. Panera was at an A minus. That was in 2019. Now, I want you to look at one that actually is from 2024. It was in an article that was written and updated in 2024. And so this is the scorecard that they use. Now, take a look at this. This is fascinating. It is a Serving Up Superbugs scorecard. It lists, still at the top, their number one spot, Chipotle. It's actually gotten an A+ by this point. And so again, we're just talking about antibiotics and meat. And if you'll notice now, there's chicken on the chart. So this is not just for beef like the 2019 scorecard was. Assuming when we see stores like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, these are their breakfast sandwiches, that type thing. But remember, some of them, I know like Starbucks, has the little eggs and whatnot, you know, the hard-boiled eggs you can get. Remember that eggs come from chicken. So if you get a chicken that's full of antibiotics, that harmless hard-boiled egg isn't so harmless anymore. So I want to just add this really quickly. One of the things that we are reading from, and you know, you can see even as we're showing you these images on your screen, I want you to be aware, as I've said, that the info changes all the time. So what we're serving you, I say serving you, what we're showing you today is actually taken from an organization called FACT, and that stands for Food Animal Concerns Trust. Food Animal Concerns Trust. And you yourself can keep up to date with the restaurants that are healthiest for you to give your business to. And to help you do that, I have decided to create this, ta-da, my own chart for you. It's called the American Fast Food Meat Scorecard. It's by me, Dr. Laura. And let's take a look at my findings, okay? This is the 2025 list. In a moment, I'll give you my criteria for the grades, but basically it is at the top there, A+ for Chipotle, A- In-N-Out, Shake Shack, and Papa John's. B- is Wendy's and Panera. A C for KFC, Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, McDonald's, and Subway. A D for Burger King, Taco Bell, Starbucks, Dunkin'. A D- for Pizza Hut, Domino's, Panda Express. And an F for Arby's, Sonic, DQ, Olive Garden, Little Caesars, and Jack in the Box. Let me just tuck this in there, that if they had no transparency and they were willing to answer no questions about their beef, they got an F. So just to let you know, all those on the F row, maybe they just didn't comply, which I think is a little strange. I would want to if I was in their business. So let's go over it again. As you can tell, I'm very proud of it. And this time, let me explain my criteria, and let's start at the very bottom. Okay, footnotes. All restaurants have been researched and visited by Dr. Laura herself. Her staff has compared her findings with other national meat scorecards from Chain Reaction, American Recruiters, FACT, and Food Safety. Dr. Laura reserves an A+ grade for restaurants who use no synthetic antibiotics of any kind, not just no antibiotics important to human medicine, in AIHM on all their menus meats, but who also prepare their foods in historically established healthy oils. So it could be that those who got an F didn't report or reveal their ingredients, and because of that, they didn't comply at all. As for these two demotions, if you ask if Chick-fil-A has used antibiotics now, it's yes. It's yes for Panera as well. They are a bit backslidden. But look at these A- because they are great options. Shake Shack, really looking good these days. In-N-Out Burger, same thing. They've committed to no antibiotics. And amazingly, Papa John's was the first pizza chain in the nation to rule those out. Chipotle is going to be a great choice for you. All of these are. I hope this helps you today. Because remember, it's not just what you eat, it's what you eat eats. And so I'm looking out for you. I always say I'm looking out for you, but especially this week I'm looking out for you in terms of your meat consumption. And I love meat, so I want to eat healthy meat. All right, when we come back from the break, we've got some viewer mail, and the particular question we're honing in on this week is about sweets. What are the sweeteners, we'll call it sweet sweeteners, the sweeteners, the sweet substitutes, sugar substitutes that you like and that you want to learn more about? Got some great ideas for you right after the break, so come right back. So you're on our website trying to select your favorite products, or maybe put a gift package together for a friend. Well, we've done the work for you. Our Pause package encourages rest and contains 1 Quiet Brain Healing Lotion, therapeutic bubble bath, and a Quiet Brain 50-hour burn candle. Our Uplift package gives you a real mood boost with a Happy Brain candle, healing lotion, and bubble bath. The Self-Care package contains the Quiet Brain Healing Lotion, bubble bath, and healing shampoo and conditioner. Our Awaken package is made with our Sharp Brain Blend and includes 1 nasal inhaler, 1 dropper bottle of oil, 1 bottle of healing lotion, and a Sharp Brain candle. The Sweet Dreams package is popular because it contains 1 dropper bottle of Quiet Brain oil, 1 satin sleep eye mask, and a copy of my best-selling book, Seeing the Voice of God, What God is Telling You Through Dreams and Visions. And don't forget our Quiet Brain gift box, our best value, with a sampling of almost all Quiet Brain products. 1 Whisper Quiet Nightlight Diffuser, 1 dropper bottle of oil, a nasal inhaler, candle, shampoo and conditioner set, and even a satin sleep eye mask. But my personal favorite is our trio oil sets that allow you to sample all 3 of our patented Neuromatic oil blends while only paying for 2. They're available in dropper bottles, rollerball bottles, and our eyedropper pump bottle. Scan the QR code on your screen, go to neuromaticsoil.com, or call 1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN.
1-855-784-3827. That's 1-855-QUIET-BRAIN.
Hey guys, Dr. Laura, you're watching The3, and as promised, this week's episode is about meats and sweets. So we answered all kinds of questions last week about cholesterol. This week we're going to be doing some viewer mail, and the question specifically this was from Dawn, and she said, what about talking about different sweeteners, stevia versus Splenda versus erythritol versus Truvia, and definitely others. There are a lot of others. Let me tell you something first of all. I got off of all sugar and wheat about 12 years ago. I had to do it for my body. It's very hard on your body to process. I was in a healing crisis and I had to get off of all of it. Cold turkey. And people say, oh, that's just so hard. I'm like, compared to what? Dying? Like it was that bad for me. All of a sudden my taste buds changed and I tried to go back to sugar. And it was too sweet. And there used to be this chocolate bar that I loved whenever we would visit England. We got over there and I got one and I couldn't even hardly get 2 bites in. It was just too sweet. So my sweetener of choice is stevia. That's what I got on to 12 years ago, and that's what I still enjoy today. I personally think that if the stevia plant had been discovered before the sugarcane plant, we would not have diabetes today. I have had countless people who have come to me, Laura, help me get off of my insulin. I don't feel good on it. Help me get rid of my type 2 diabetes. And I do, and I have. And it's all through unlocking, sweeteners and finding out what your sweet spot is, but finding out what your favorite sweetener is. So today we're gonna go over some of those. And you can see, this is just from my house, guys. When you come to my house, we call it Camp Smith, and you walk up to either where you get tea or coffee and you have that little area, this is what you see. People learn very quickly, where's the white sugar? There's no white sugar. There's no white sugar at my house. And the reason is because I love my friends. I love my family. And I don't want them to have those high blood sugar spikes that then result in a low crash that affects moods, that affects performance, whether it's on tests or just trying to stay focused on work. And not to mention, it winds up causing metabolic syndrome because your blood pressure, there's like this huge surge in sugar, a glycemic spike, and then you wind up with your insulin going crazy and it doesn't know how to work and there's too much and it shuts down, and next thing you know, you are in a diabetic state. That's another topic for another episode, but I will tell you that I can help you avoid getting there. And we're going to start, as I said, with sweeteners. So here are some of my favorite. This is called, it's just from Trader Joe's, but it's organic coconut sugar. And I'm going to be reading for you in a moment from a list of all the different glycemic spikes index. It's like a chart that shows you what each one does in your bloodstream. This is Swerve, and this is really, they call it the ultimate sugar replacement, but it has a really low glycemic index spike. And if you've not heard of it, give it a try. It's erythritol. That's basically what it is, erythritol, there you go. And it comes in granulated, which is spoonful for spoonful, okay, cup for cup. And it also comes in a powdered sugar. So if you're baking and you want to, have something that has like the powder effect, the sugar powder effect, look at this. That is powdered sugar. And it's a sugar alcohol. That's what erythritol is. What that means is that it's not even going to absorb into your intestines. It's going to evaporate. It doesn't even count towards calories. It doesn't count towards carb, intake, any of that. All right, this is basically monk fruit. There's many different kinds. I like liquids because they just get into they dissolve fast. But I'm not as much of a fan as monk fruit and the taste of it as some people are. So you're just gonna have to experiment and find your own. This is rice, it's actually brown rice syrup, and you can find it in many different forms, but in terms of baking, that might be a good one for you. And you'll notice it in some ingredients of recipes that you're trying to cut, like low sugar stuff. This is xylitol. I have it in bag form, but I'm out at the moment. But xylitol it has low carbohydrates, low glycemic index specs. I'm speaking very fast, excuse me, I'm really excited. Low glycemic index spike, But the other cool thing is that other countries are experimenting with giving xylitol gum to children, and it is reversing cavities. Can you believe that? It's reversing cavities. So consider that. Consider xylitol. It may not only be a good sugar substitute, it might just be medicinal. Research is pending. Back to stevia. This is one of my favorites, but I'm just going to warn you, the stevia plant is different than the stevia powder. It's like 300 times sweeter than sugar. And so if you're a person who says, I tried stevia, I didn't like it, you're overusing it. You cannot just if you put 2 teaspoons of sugar in your coffee, don't put 2 teaspoons of this in your coffee. You've got to find what works for you, but less is more with stevia. Cool thing about stevia, look at these little drops, sweet drops. This is from Sweet Leaf. They make it in chocolate. They make it in vanilla cream. They make it in cinnamon and lemon and every flavor you can imagine. And you get, imagine a cup of tea with the lemon and the stevia in the drops. There you go. Honey has a very high glycemic index spike. Even this one that I got from Buckingham Palace, it's just going to have a high spike. Now, people ask me all the time, what about Splenda? Splenda is sucralose. It's not ideal, but if you're somewhere and let's say you're wanting to cut calories and you having a cup of something warm and you want something in it, listen, have Splenda every now and again, but I'm not going to recommend it as being healthy for you. I keep green in my purse everywhere I go. I just keep some packets of this. Stevia, many different kinds. Really check your ingredients on your little green packets and make sure that they are what they say they are. But that's basically it. Now let me just really quickly, I'm going to go over, I've been showing this chart here on the screen for you, but look at that. You can see the calories per tablespoon. You can see the carbohydrates per tablespoon and the glycemic index. And over again, stevia extract and erythritol are going to come in on top for having 0 calories, for having 0 glycemic index spike, and low carbs. And yet it's going to have the sweetness that you desire. I obviously love stevia. You can get it in colas, Zevia. I'm looking for an endorsement because I eat so much of it and drink so much of it. But you know what? There's all kinds of people that tell me, oh, I'm just going to use, this is natural, it's just maple syrup, it's organic, it's so healthy. Today, what I'm trying to talk about are your sweeteners that are going to keep your blood sugar low and your weight down. Whew, what an episode. We have had so much information today on meats and sweets, and I hope that it's been informative to you. As I said in a disclaimer at the beginning of the show, please do your own due diligence, do your homework. Stay on top of the latest research because that's what's going to bring you health. I'm always looking out for you. Body, mind, and spirit. Spend a lot of extra time on the body this week because I do want you to have a healthy 2025. Until next time, I'm Laura Harris Smith. Bye-bye for now.